Am I the bad guy for not telling my girlfriend about my savings? I 20M have been working since I was 14. I grew up very poor and watched my dad work 2 jobs to make ends meet. My first job was at Publix working 15 to 20 maybe 25 hours a week, but my dad made sure I saved all my money unless I wanted a new video game or a pair of shoes, but he still wouldn't let me splurge like I wanted. He paid for all my food and phone bill until he passed away when I was 16. I started working at a restaurant and the manager gave me a lot of hours. I'd clock in at 9 a.m. as a prep cook and then clock in at 4 p.m. as a busser. I wouldn't clock out until like 11 to 12 p.m. I was making at least $800 a week during the summer as a 16-year-old. It was great. I saved up about $3,000 that whole summer. Then when I'd leave school I'd clock in from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. and work the rest of my shift under the table. I saved up at least $5,000 through the whole school year. I was always very frugal with my money and never cared for the nicer clothes. I still dress nice but no desire to wear designer clothes. Well, now that I work full-time for the past 2 to 3 years I have roughly $30,000 more or less. I started dating my girlfriend 2 years ago and I always say I'm broke when I have less than $500 in my checking account. I'm not necessarily saving up for anything because I live with my sister and she doesn't make me pay any bills except for the light bill / my phone plan and the stuff that I want. My girlfriend doesn't have as good as money management as I do. Whenever she gets sad she likes to retail therapy. I've never understood why, but her parents spoiled her growing up, so I figure that plays a part, but oh well, everyone has their own ways of dealing with sadness and that's hers. Well, she was asking if I could send her like $200 to $300 bucks for something, won't disclose what, and I told her to send it to her through my bank. I didn't think she'd go through my whole bank app and click on my savings, but she saw I had $2,500 in my checking and went to my savings. She came to me and showed me my phone and was like, "We're rich. You must have been selling drugs or something, haha." I did find it funny, but I tried to tell her easy that we're not spending that. And she then thought about it and looked the transactions over the years and added it all up and was like, "You never mentioned anything about this account." I said, "Because that money isn't wealth. It's a savings in case anything bad happens." Now I will say I'm not stingy with my money, I just don't spend money on things I don't need. I still take my girlfriend out to eat every week and buy her flowers. I make sure she feels her worth, which is more than that money I have saved. We just look at money differently. If anything were to ever happen to her I'd obviously care for her and take money out of the account for her. But she started talking about she doesn't need to work if I have that type of money. I explained that money isn't wealth once again and $30,000 can be gone in the blink of an eye. She wasn't having it. I told her we can start a savings account together that'll strictly be for trips, activities, etc. She said I already have the money for that. I responded, "This is why I didn't mention the money to you, because you'd want to spend it all in a matter of a month." She broke down crying, saying I didn't trust her and I don't love her. I plan on marrying this woman and love her to death, but I don't want to jeopardize something I worked years on to save and be comfortable financially. I don't use credit cards or anything yet and I am in no debt. I do see where she's coming from and I could see where I'm in the wrong by not disclosing this with her, but I knew I'd have start from ground zero again. Edit. People commenting saying I should offer rent to my sister because of the money I have saved up. I agree, but she won't let me pay rent. Her and husband are well off due to him being a VP at a welding company with government contracts, and my sister is retired military working as a chairwoman of her charity. They don't want me to pay rent and focus on my future. Also to the comments questioning why I have only $30K saved up. I pay for most of my big purchases outright as I don't like acquiring debt. Update. On a different note, I will be taking my girlfriend out to eat on Saturday per her request as she wants to talk about everything that transpired, so we'll update most likely on Sunday or Monday. Thank you everyone for your advice, it's greatly appreciated and I will be taking it all into consideration.